Hello and welcome to Points West. Our headlines this lunchtime: what price a handbag? An elderly woman is hospitalised with fractured bones after being mugged in a Bristol park. Her daughter describes her state.
Her eye all swollen, covered in blood, her whole side of her face swollen. There was a bandage around because she had a bleeding nose.
Campaigners fighting plans for a new park and ride in Bath prepare for one of their greatest protests yet. And families working the land in Bristol to help refugees in France. Good afternoon. A 75-year-old woman has suffered a fractured eye socket and collarbone after having her handbag stolen in Bristol. The attack happened in broad daylight on Monday. Naomi Roberts is currently in the Bristol Royal Infirmary. We should warn you that Andrew Plant's exclusive report contains some very distressing images.
It's one of Bristol's most popular parks. 75-year-old Naomi Roberts walks her dog here every day. But on Monday, she was the victim of an attack that's left her with shocking injuries. Her face is bruised and swollen with fractures to her cheekbone and eye socket and to her collarbone too.
I saw her wheeled in on a trolley with her face looking absolutely horrendous.
Naomi's daughter Joanna says she's worried it could now take her months to recover.
She only saw herself for the first time this morning and was really shocked and upset at how she looks, and also worried about, she's going to look like that for quite a long time. She's saying people are going to think I'm a monster when I'm walking around.
Joanne's mother was walking her dog here in Eastville Park on Monday afternoon at about midday. Now it appears that she was attacked from behind, her handbag pulled off her shoulder, and that she fell forward flat onto her face. Now she doesn't remember exactly what happened, but she has told her daughter she thinks she remembers seeing a bike circling around before the attack, and that she saw someone cycling away after she was on the ground.
Police have called the assault on Naomi despicable and asked for the public's help to trace her attacker. They've appealed for anyone who was in Eastville Park on Monday lunchtime to get in touch with any information they might have. Andrew Plant, BBC Points West, Bristol.
The search continues today for a 24-year-old man who went missing after a night out in Bristol. Deacon Wilkins from Whirl was last seen on CCTV leaving Motion nightclub 11 days ago. Police divers have spent the morning searching the nearby feeder canal. His family's also been handing out leaflets to help raise awareness. A man from Wiltshire whose son died when he was hit by a car is backing government proposals to increase sentences for death by dangerous driving. Major Richard Gilby's son James was knocked over and left for dead by two men who were jailed for 8 years. He's handing in a petition to Number 10 this afternoon, urging the government to extend the maximum term for those responsible to life in prison. Campaigners opposed to a new park and ride near Bath say that they're planning the biggest protest the city's ever seen. It's tonight. Councillors are to vote on plans which will use greenbelt land at Bathampton Meadows to the east of the city. Well, Andrew Howard is in Bath and joins us now. Andrew.
Yeah, Alex, I'm told hundreds of people will gather outside the Guildhall here tonight. Let's just have a quick look at what they'll be protesting about. Now, Bath has 3 park and ride sites which serve it at the moment. Now, the council has been looking at a 4th for about a decade and looked at 21 potential sites. Now it's narrowed it down to just 2. They are next to each other on greenbelt land to the east of the city. Now, it says in these documents here, and the council leader has told me, this is about future-proofing the city. 7,000 new jobs are on the way, that a park and ride there would help. But this is the other side. Don't pave paradise. Campaigners say it's a complete waste of time and money. It won't help congestion and it will destroy greenbelt land. Well, tonight we will see how they vote here, but this morning I was on the London Road. Any east of Bath park and ride would be designed to help congestion there. Let's see what people said.
I noticed that there's the school run that causes all the disruption on this road. When there isn't a school run, this road is absolutely fine.
Well, because it's in an area which is people walk, they enjoy the pleasure of it, and they're just going to fill it as a car park. And I don't see where it's going to solve the problem. Who's it going to stop? It's not going to stop this.
It's part of my childhood. I used to play down there, and also we're worried about getting flooded.
They got a nice place they could have up at Charmy Down on the old aerodrome. They got the A46 that can go straight there.
Well, councillors will vote here on which site they prefer to the east of Bath tonight, but even then this is not done. Then it goes to planning, and we all know in Bath that can be a long process. It should be a lively one later. OK, and I know you'll be there. Thanks very much for that, Andy. 3 people have been rescued from a fire in a first-floor flat in Trowbridge. Firefighters were called to Woolpack Meadows just after 5 o'clock this morning. One person was taken to hospital as a precaution after inhaling smoke. A 43-year-old man's been arrested on suspicion of arson. A group of mums from a children's centre in Bristol have raised money to help refugee families in France. The Speedwell Nursery and Children's Centre have been meeting and transforming an allotment for 2 years. They've used it to bring their children together as well as raise money for displaced families. Tracy Miller went to meet them.
Tommy is here on a regular basis. He's part of a group of children and their mums who have transformed this council allotment.
Big bricks of wood. We turned it from really being full of rubbish. We got rid of 6 giant bags just of crushed beer cans.
With plants and bunting, it's now become an oasis in this urban part of Bristol.
At home we only have like a little decked area, so there's no worms or anything. I don't think he'd actually seen a worm until he came here, which was so, and I just felt like, oh my goodness, he needs to come and, be able to play in the mud and like plant stuff and just get dirty, and he absolutely loves it.
It's taken 2 years of hard work.
That's hanging their apples.
It's good for growing and stuff. I really like it. Yeah.
I grow blueberries.
Do you?
For me to eat.
Just keep twisting.
Besides growing fruit and vegetables for themselves, the group decided to help other families in greater need.
We made £600 on our jam store, which I think really surprised us. We didn't expect to make that much. And then we teamed up with St Werburgh City Farm, and they offered us to run the bar at their bonfire night event, and we made £5,000. So, and we didn't expect to do that.
The money was given to refugee families, but the group feel their greatest achievement is how the allotment has brought them together. Tracy Miller, BBC Points West, Bristol.
Right, time for us to get our weather forecast now. With the details, here's Holly Green.
Good afternoon. It's been quite a mixed picture so far today. Some of us have had sunshine. Elsewhere, we've still got mist and fog lingering. Now, generally, that's out to the east for the likes of Wiltshire, but it will lift up a bit more. Those visibilities should tend to improve. But the cloud in general tends to work its way a bit further westwards. The further west you are, though, the better your chance of hanging on to some sunshine. And here, the best of the temperatures, 8-9 degrees. More like 5 or 6, though, struggling underneath that cloud. Now, as we head into the night tonight, more of that cloud tends to feed its way in. It gets thick enough to bring a little bit of rain and drizzle and maybe even a few wintry flurries, but it will just be a few flakes here and there. And it's a cold night for tonight, the risk of some ice as we head into tomorrow. And it's a cold old day for tomorrow, a brisk wind, cold air feeding up from the continent, perhaps so brightening later in the day.
Now, a quick update on the injured swan that was shot in the head with a crossbow in Cheltenham. Apparently, it's said to have made it through the night. Staff at Pitfield Park found the injured bird yesterday morning and police are investigating. So that's some good news. That's it for us for now, of course. Join us again at 6:30 when we hope you'll return. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.